Okay, folks, we might get a start. We've given a couple of minutes for the latecomers to join us. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. My name is Luke, and I'll be talking about how to apply for courses through VTAC. We also have Tassie and Layla on the chat. So if you do have questions, enter them there and they'll do their best to answer. Now, we do have a lot of people attending tonight, which is great, but it does mean that there is a chance that we won't be able to answer all of your questions, but we'll try our best. This session is being recorded and will be made available on our YouTube channel by the end of the week. Tonight, we'll discuss researching courses and checking that you're eligible, applying through VTAC and structuring your preferences, getting your course offers, the ATAR, and I'll pepper the presentation with some handy hints. But before we go through all of that, what is VTAC? VTAC stands for Victorian Tertiary Admission Centre. We are the central point for applications to Victorian universities, TAFEs, and private colleges. So instead of applying to each institution, you'll apply once through VTAC for up to 8 different courses. We also calculate the ATAR for Victorian Year 12 students, as that is only used for university entry. Some key dates before we dive into it all. Applications are open. They opened at 9 a.m. yesterday. The next key date is our timely application close. So that's September 29. Now, applications will remain open after this date. However, the application fee will increase significantly after this deadline. So it's a good idea to apply and pay your application processing fee by this time to ensure your application is in good order. Excuse me. There are a handful of courses as well that have an application deadline tied in with this date. These are mainly medicine at Monash University and the various performing arts courses at the University of Melbourne's Victorian College of the Arts. Now, the next date after that is October 10. That's our equity schemes, our Cs and scholarships application close. Cs, Special Entry Access Scheme, is our special consideration application. After that, the VCE results in ATARs will be released on the 11th of December, and change of preference for the big December offer round will close at midday on the 13th. If there are any IB students joining us tonight, your notional ATAR will be released on the 18th, and change of preference for yourselves will close on the 18th as well. December offers will be released just before Christmas on the 23rd, and January offers will be released on the 13th, and there will be 4 additional offer rounds in late January and February. So deciding what to study is a pretty big decision. It can shape your adult life, your employment prospects, how much you'll earn, and your career. There's also a financial aspect to it because, as you probably know, studying at university isn't free. We have some resources, PDF guides, and fact sheets to help you make these sorts of decisions, and they're available on our website at vtac.edu.au/fact sheets. You'll find guides on our various processes, how to apply, what to consider when choosing courses, and they're all a free download, so you don't need to register or give an email or anything like that. In terms of your options, we can split the types of courses into 3. The first are certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas, which tend to be your TAFE courses. They range from 6 months to 2 years in length. The style of teaching is similar to high school in that it's class-based and that you will progress through the qualification with the same group of people. It's a hands-on approach and focused on practical skills for a particular career, for example, nursing or IT. They make excellent pathways into bachelor degrees. So, for example, you could do a diploma or advanced diploma in nursing and then get into maybe second year of the nursing bachelor degree. At the end of it, you come out with 2 qualifications and that hands-on practical foundation in the career. Next are bachelor degrees. These are usually the types of courses offered by universities and range from 3 to 5 years. It's a more independent style of learning. So while you'll have lectures and tutorials, the research and project work and assignments are all self-driven. This means that you won't have anybody hounding you to hand in your assignments or to study for exams. It's all up to you and how motivated you are to succeed. Now, they offer generalist courses such as arts, science, business, commerce, but also career-specific ones such as nursing and engineering. The degrees offered at the major public universities, you can put on HECS help, meaning that you can defer the fees through the taxation system once you start earning, it's around 55 grand a year. Lastly, we have independent tertiary college qualifications, so courses offered by private institutions. They offer courses from certificate right through to degrees. The institutions will often specialise in a particular field. For example, you have the Australian Institute of Music. You can probably guess the courses they offer. There's also LCI, who have a design and fashion focus. These courses are full fee, but there is the Fee Help program which can assist, details of which are on the Study Assist website. Now, where do you find these courses? Head to the VTAC website and use our CourseSearch page. VTAC CourseSearch lists all of the undergraduate university courses available in Victoria, most of the TAFE and private college offerings as well. It's a basic keyword search, which you can then filter by institution, ATAR range, qualification level, area of interest, and much more. When you click on a course, you'll see something like this. You'll get a brief overview of the course, its major studies, career opportunities, and any professional accreditations. You should also know that all of the information within each course listing is directly provided by the institution that offers it. They enter our system and input the details themselves, so you can trust that it's both accurate and comprehensive. Lower down in each course entry, you'll find the entry requirements and criteria. Answering the question, what do I need to do to get into the course? So what the prerequisites are, if it considers the ATAR, if it requires an interview or some sort of supplementary form. CourseSearch is free to use, just head to our site and begin using it. No sign up or email address necessary. The VTAC application process can be distilled into 3 steps. Step 1 is registering your account and creating your profile. Registering is quick, you're just giving basic contact details. Your profile is where you detail your current and for those mature age and non-Year 12 applicants, the previous education and any relevant tests you've taken. VCE students will need their student number or their VCAA number and also their unique student identifier or USI. Now, in terms of the VCAA number, it's very important that you get these details correct. We need the correct details so that we can match up your results and your records just to process your application. And it's also pretty important at offers time. If you get to this stage of the application or the profile and you're unsure, stop what you're doing and go speak to your school and get the details. I mentioned USI before. Your USI is your lifelong education number and a federal government requirement. If you haven't got yours, head to usi.gov.au. It's a relatively quick process to either retrieve it or generate one. Step 2 is submitting your preferences. So on the preferences page, you can search for courses and add them to your list. You can do this by You can filter by institution, qualification level, and also keyword search. You can list up to 8 courses. You don't need to list 8 courses. It's a maximum of 8, minimum of 1. I'll leave it at that for now. We're going to return to preferences shortly. The next step is applying for equity schemes or Cs and scholarships. So by equity schemes and Cs, I'm referring to special consideration. Cs, which stands for the Special Entry Access Scheme, is VTAC's special consideration application, and it falls under our equity schemes. So if circumstances beyond your control have impacted on your ability to perform at your best during your studies, you should apply for Cs. Cs is primarily about circumstances or life events that have disadvantaged your education and prevented you from reaching your potential in your studies. It compensates for educational disadvantage by increasing your selection rank for courses, which makes your application more competitive. It will not increase your ATAR. Your ATAR will be calculated purely on the maths, on your scaled study scores, but it can increase your selection rank. So your selection rank for courses will begin with your ATAR, and it will go up from there to include adjustments such as Cs. It is not a separate pool of places. You're still applying for the same spots as everybody else. Nor does it exempt you from meeting course requirements. So if a course has prerequisites, you need to satisfy them. If it requires an interview, you still need to show up on the day. Probably most importantly, Cs can have one of 2 effects on your application. It can either benefit you by improving your ranking for selection, by bumping you up the rankings, or it can do nothing. So Cs can never work against you or disadvantage your application. In terms of the type of circumstances Cs considers, we have a few examples on the screen. This is by no means exhaustive. I could easily fill the next dozen slides with examples. The main ones tend to be financial hardship, which many Year 12s apply under using their parent guardian Centrelink or family tax benefit statement, or under circumstances related to health, physical and or mental. But you can apply for as many categories or areas that are relevant to your circumstances. Now, you should also apply for scholarships. Scholarships are a very broad area. They're awarded on many different criteria, not just on academic merit. If we zoom out though, broadly, we can put scholarships into 2 categories. We have merit scholarships. So these are for high achieving students. Then we have equity scholarships, which exist to assist people access tertiary study when they would otherwise not be able to afford it. It's one of these odd situations when it comes to scholarships. Institutions have these various piles of money sitting there that they'd like to award, they need to award. Some of it comes from government grants or various philanthropic trusts, but they often struggle to award it because they don't get enough applicants. VTAC runs a scholarship application. It's actually combined with the Equity Scheme Cs application. The reason for this is that many of the scholarships available through VTAC are awarded on equity basis. Examples of which are seen on the screen. They're also awarded for leadership and community service, but by completing the equity schemes application, you're making yourself eligible for a broad range of opportunities. And if you meet the requirements, you may be offered one of these opportunities by one of the participating institutions. It's likely you'll need to provide evidence for your equity schemes application. This is commonly in the form of supporting statements or Centrelink documentation. When evidence is submitted via the upload function, it will undergo an initial review to check for any problems. The sort of problems we check for are illegible or blank documents, out-of-date financial statements, or evidence that doesn't address the educational impact. If there is a problem, we'll let you know. If it's before the October 10 deadline, you'll have a chance to resubmit. However, if you submit your documents at the last minute and there's an issue which isn't discovered until after the deadline, you won't have a chance to resubmit. This is why we have the document review guarantee deadline. It's there to provide peace of mind and to ensure that your application is in good order. So put simply, we guarantee that all documents submitted by 5 p.m. 5 September will be reviewed in advance of the equity scheme's close. So if there is an issue, you will have a chance to resubmit in time before the deadline. We'll continue to accept documents after the 5th of September. We will accept documents right up until the 10th of October, the deadline. But we can't guarantee their review between equity schemes close. Okay, I promised earlier that we'll return to preferences. So just before I go this, we do have a webinar next week, which is specifically on Cs and equity schemes and special considerations. So if you do want to learn more, we'll be focusing more on it next week. Just head to the VTAC events page and you can register there. So as I said, you can list up to 8 different courses on your preference application. You should be listing courses in the order you want to get into them, with your dream course at the top, your second most wanted course at number 2, your third most wanted course at number 3, and so on. This is because on each offered date, you'll be eligible for one offer from your preference list. The offer that you receive will be from the highest preference to make you an offer. So if you've been made an offer for preference number 3, that means preferences 1 and 2 didn't make you an offer. You won't find out about the lower preferences as those places will have gone to other applicants. After you save or submit your preferences, you can change them as many times as necessary until the closing dates. Also, and I want to make this abundantly clear, no institution will consider where you've placed their course on your preference list. So you can't be penalized for placing a course at the bottom or bumped up the rankings for placing it at the top. Each course on your preference list will be assessed on the published selection criteria, examples of which are ATAR, prerequisites, interview, supplementary forms. It's never preference placement. How will you receive your offer? Offers are made on specific offer dates, which we call offer rounds. We will first email you your offer, then the institution making the offer will follow up with instructions on how to accept it and also the deadline for accepting. If you don't accept the offer by that deadline, it will lapse and the place will go to somebody else in the next offer round. It's a good idea to always accept your offer. That way you'll secure at least one option for study in 2026. Accepting will have zero impact on your eligibility for offers from higher preferences in the next offer rounds. So if you receive an offer for preference number 3 and you accept it, in this example, preferences 1 and 2 will automatically be considered in the next offer round. Change of preference opens in between each offer round, so you can actually move other courses higher for consideration. So the key message is accept your offer, secure the place, and any course you want to be considered for in the next offer round needs to be placed higher than whatever you've been offered. Should you receive a preferred offer in the next offer round, that's great. Just accept that, but you have to withdraw from the previous one. Okay, so onto the ATAR. What is it? ATAR stands for Australian Tertiary Admissions Rank. So it is a rank and not a score. This means that a person with an ATAR of, say, 60 has performed better than 60% of the Year 12 age group for that year. It is nationally equivalent, meaning that an ATAR calculated in Victoria will apply equally across the country. It has one use, and that's to get you into a course. It has no other function. Why do universities use it? Because most courses will receive more applicants than they have spaces. So they need a way to rank their applicants. ATAR allows courses to make offers based purely on academic merit efficiently, transparently, and without any bias or arbitrary decision-making. It is not a score for the VCE, and most importantly, is not a measure of your worth or a reflection of you as a person. How will you get your results? Free online access will be available at resultsinatar.vic.edu.au and also via the Joint Results app. To access your results, you'll first need to register a secure password, which can be done from now, really, at resultsinatar.vic.edu.au. We implore each Year 12 not to wait until 6:58 a.m. on the morning of the results release to register their password. For reasons I hope are obvious, do it in advance so that you're set to get your results on the big day. Paid VTAC applicants will receive digital access to their ATAR through My Equals, a platform also used by all of the major universities. You'll be emailed a registration link, which you follow to access your certified digital document. So your next steps. If you haven't begun researching courses, now's a great time to do so. The universities are now running their open days. They're a great opportunity to speak to current students, speak to faculty staff, and also really get a feel for the campus and really sort of explore if it's the right option for you. For those who've already applied or begun their application, do follow up with our correspondence. If we do email you, it's usually something we need to follow up on. So that's also obviously beyond the various confirmations and receipts we provide. If you need a hand or have a question, don't hesitate to reach out over phone, email, or over the social media channels as listed on the screen there. We're happy to assist and genuinely want to help you get the most out of your application. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And that's it for the presentation. Thank you very much, folks, for joining us tonight. I hope we managed to answer all of your questions. If we didn't, I'll skip back to the slide before. Please reach out to us. There are a lot of people joining us tonight, but yeah, don't hesitate to reach out by email or over our socials. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. So thank you for joining, folks. Again, this session has been recorded.